Did you know that 85% of jobs are filled through networking? That's right, your connections are often more powerful than your resume. Yet, most people struggle with networking because they think it's just about exchanging business cards. But here's the truth. Networking isn't about quantity, it's about quality. What if I told you that some of the most successful leaders don't just rely on their own skills to get ahead? They build strong, strategic relationships that help them grow and lead with influence? You might be surprised at how simple yet powerful the right connections can be. In this video, we're going to uncover how to build a network that goes beyond small talk and superficial connections. We'll dive into strategies that real leaders use to grow their influence, offer value first, and turn virtual friendships into lasting partnerships. Get ready to learn the secrets that will change how you connect with the world. Chapter 1. The Leadership Connection Formula. Unlocking the power of strategic relationships. When it comes to building a network, not all relationships are created equal. As a leader, it's essential to focus on the quality of your connections, not just the quantity. According to research by the Harvard Business Review, leaders who strategically nurture relationships with key influencers in their field are 65% more likely to grow their influence. These relationships aren't just about connecting for the sake of it, but for mutual value. Start by identifying people who align with your goals. Who are the decision makers, the problem solvers, and the innovators in your industry? By making an effort to understand their needs and offering value, you'll form relationships based on trust and respect. Remember, great leaders don't simply network, they build meaningful alliances that support their vision and mission. When thinking about your network, consider the 3 C's of strategic relationships: collaborators, challengers, and champions. Collaborators bring complementary skills and ideas. Challengers push you to grow and think differently. Champions support your work and help amplify your voice. Cultivating relationships with these 3 groups will ensure you have a balanced and dynamic network. Don't be afraid to step outside your industry, either. According to Dorie Clark, author of Reinventing You, some of the best connections come from unexpected places. Cross-industry relationships can offer fresh perspectives and opportunities. As a leader, the more diverse your connections, the more innovative your solutions will be. Strategic networking doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience, time, and effort. But when you invest in relationships that align with your leadership goals, you're creating a foundation for long-term success. Chapter 2. From Zero to Influencer. Crafting your personal brand for unstoppable connections. Personal branding is no longer a buzzword. It's essential for leaders looking to build strong networks. Forbes found that 70% of employers are more likely to hire someone with a personal brand, and 80% of decision-makers rely on online presence to evaluate potential partners. Your personal brand is the first thing people see, and it often determines whether they'll reach out or connect with you. Start by asking yourself, what do I want to be known for? It could be your expertise in a particular area, your values, or your leadership style. Once you have clarity, it's time to share that with the world. Use social media platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram to showcase your knowledge and connect with industry leaders. Content is king when it comes to building your brand. Whether you're writing blog posts, sharing insightful articles, or creating video content, being consistent and authentic will attract the right audience. A study by Content Marketing Institute found that 70% of consumers feel closer to a company when its leadership shares authentic, transparent content. As a leader, being open and approachable will naturally draw people into your network. Another great way to build your personal brand is through public speaking. Whether it's at a local event, on a podcast, or even hosting webinars, speaking is one of the most effective ways to position yourself as a thought leader. Leaders who speak often are seen as more credible, and their network grows organically through their visibility. And don't forget about the power of storytelling. As Seth Godin once said, people do not buy goods and services. They buy relations, stories, and magic. Share stories that highlight your journey, your challenges, and your successes. This builds emotional connections that go beyond the typical networking interaction. Chapter 3. The Silent Power of Listening. How active listening can open doors as a leader. You may think that networking is all about talking, pitching, and promoting yourself. But one of the most powerful tools in building connections is actually listening. Forbes reports that 80% of communication is nonverbal, meaning that when you listen actively, you're making a deeper impact than you might think. Active listening is about more than just hearing words, it's about understanding the message behind those words. According to Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. Leaders who master the art of listening can connect on a deeper level and create genuine, lasting relationships. It's also important to ask the right questions. Instead of focusing on your own agenda, ask others about their experiences, challenges, and goals. Doing so shows you value their perspective and opens the door to valuable conversations. Harvard Business Review found that leaders who ask insightful questions and listen intently are 70% more likely to build lasting, meaningful connections. Another aspect of active listening is empathy. By understanding someone's emotional state and responding accordingly, you show that you genuinely care. This builds trust, which is the cornerstone of any strong network. According to Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, leaders with high empathy are 50% more likely to retain and attract top talent. Remember, listening also involves nonverbal cues. Maintaining eye contact, nodding in agreement, and even your posture can show that you're fully engaged. These small actions build rapport and increase the likelihood of forming a deeper connection. In a world full of distractions, leaders who actively listen set themselves apart. You're not just collecting contacts, you're forging meaningful bonds that can lead to collaborations, partnerships, and a stronger network overall. So, the next time you're at a networking event, practice being fully present. The connections you make will be stronger, more authentic, and far more valuable. Chapter 4. The Art of Reciprocity. Giving first to grow your circle. One of the most powerful strategies for building a network is giving before receiving. In the world of networking, reciprocity is key. Robert Cialdini, author of Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, explains that when we give something, whether it's our time, expertise, or resources, people feel compelled to return the favor. This concept is deeply rooted in human psychology and is often called the law of reciprocity. Start by identifying ways you can be helpful to others. Is there someone who could use your advice? Or perhaps a connection that could help them with a project? By giving selflessly, you lay the foundation for a relationship built on trust and generosity. According to Harvard Business Review, professionals who give more than they take are 10 times more likely to form lasting connections. Another important aspect of reciprocity is being consistent. If you show up for others consistently, whether that's by offering guidance, introductions, or simply checking in, you'll be top of mind when they need something in return. Research shows that people tend to remember and trust those who have been there for them time and again. Giving doesn't always mean offering something material. Adam Grant, author of Give and Take, emphasizes that helping others by sharing knowledge and insights is often more valuable than any gift. This helps you build credibility and position yourself as an expert. As a leader, when you make others look good, you not only strengthen your relationships but also elevate your influence. Lastly, remember that giving isn't just about offering resources to those who are already part of your network. By helping others who aren't directly connected to you yet, you expand your circle and create an opportunity for future collaboration. The more you help others, the more they'll be eager to help you when the time comes. Chapter 5. Networking in a Digital Age. Turning virtual connections into real-life influence. The rise of digital platforms has changed the way we network. With social media, professional networks, and online communities, leaders have more opportunities than ever to connect. But how do you turn virtual connections into real-life influence? The key lies in authenticity and consistency. According to LinkedIn's 2023 report, 70% of professionals say that they engage with their network more online than in person. While online connections are valuable, it's important to remember that they can only take you so far. To build a network that has real influence, you need to make those digital connections personal. One effective strategy is to engage with your online network regularly. Like, comment, and share others' content, and always respond to messages. This keeps the relationship active and shows that you care about their success. A study by Sprout Social found that 64% of people want brands or leaders to respond to them on social media, so don't be shy about starting conversations. Another way to make virtual connections meaningful is by inviting online contacts to virtual meetings or webinars. Zoom calls and video conferences have become the new normal for networking, and they offer a great opportunity to engage in deeper conversations with people who may be outside your immediate geographic area. But don't forget the importance of transitioning from online to offline. Use your virtual connections as a bridge to in-person events, conferences, or coffee chats. Studies show that 82% of professionals believe in-person networking leads to stronger and more valuable relationships. Don't let your digital relationships stagnate. Take the opportunity to meet face-to-face, even if it's just a quick chat or video call. The more genuine and consistent you are online, the easier it will be to build real influence and form lasting relationships in both the digital and physical worlds. If you enjoyed these tips and want to learn more about building your network and enhancing your leadership skills, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on more strategies that will help you grow your influence and make lasting connections.